What an episode! So much happened. That's not even worth saying anymore. Welcome back to the final installation of Decompression Session for this season 1 of Unaccompanied Miners on the Panic Table. It has been a wild ride. Only one person died. I've been talking all night. It's 3 a.m. right now here in our studio in New York City. It's not. It's 1 p.m. about. Does that sound right? Yeah. How are we feeling? What are we thinking? Wild stuff.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why did you jump? Was it like, this is the end, or I am coming to save you?
So Gracie
8, because now we
Gracie
have
8 historically wants to save people and do a good job and always falls a bit short. And I think that in my actor mind, this character feels too much responsibility for all the events that have transpired, and I was never going to let Gracie leave. I wasn't thinking that it would be terminal. I didn't think that the dive would be lethal. I'll be honest. That was kind of like...
And it wasn't. It was that composure save that got you.
It was the composure save that got me, that I had to roll on the panic table, and I rolled a 20. So, like, here's really what I was thinking. I was already falling into the pit at one time, and that wasn't going to be a lethal situation for Gracie. So I was like, there might be something useful that I can do when I go down there. And I thought it'd be fun. So, you know.
Okay.
Conversely speaking, India Baker tried to die like 4 times this episode, and the game wouldn't let you.
It would not let me die. I really, the UB40 of it all was the last part of the plan to kill off all the like to get rid of that whole protocol.
The zeroing out,
zeroing out. Like, she was the last piece. I got to the sensor. I had, I did all this stuff to sort of stop this zeroing out that I noticed a long time ago. And so she was the last piece. And I think it's kind of poetic the way that she was so successful on every other step of completing this plan, except for...
Until this episode, you were unstoppable.
Yeah, no, I said this off screen, like, the spirit of the dice, they left me today. So I walked in and I knew the spirit had no longer... The dice were no longer on my side.
Those were just dice.
Yeah, they were just regular dice, and I was just going to get regular odds instead of the spiritually inclined odds I was having the entire rest of the game. So I knew that there was a very strong chance of me not being successful, but I knew that if India was going to make it, she needed to have, like, even more fire lit up under her ass.
Yeah.
And she really needed that extra thing, and for her, that was her final showdown, and she was happy to die if it killed UB40.
I love that you were like, everybody's safe, everybody's good.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot UB40.
Yeah, I was like, I was happy to go out if I could take her out with me.
And those dice.
So they just did not want her to die or me to die.
And what dice have you seen? These flying horse stuck. Hey, thanks so much for partnering with us. These made the show crazy. They cursed Anwar until this episode.
Yeah.
No, I was still pretty cursed.
Yeah, it was bad. So we'll have some scientists look into that.
It just wasn't horribly bad.
Yeah, we love that you partnered with us. Thank you for the opportunity to use these beautiful, beautiful dice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think now India really got, like, she was a 17-year-old girl who didn't have much of a reason before, other than just, like, her own bias. Now she's got a personal sort of vendetta. And she has actually executed the Jessica Protocol. And successfully. And, like, it's there.
You can repeat it.
Yeah, so it's like, the knowledge is all in my mind. So, if she comes back for season 2, she's coming back with some knowledge and a will to live and kill.
Knowledge is power.
Exactly.
We saw Barry change a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he, it was a fun, as fun as death is, but, like, moment where he really thought that Grace was gone. So his whole, because they had to save someone. So this whole just concept of saving people, but still wanting to, like, honor the death wish. So I think it just turned into, like, a no longer, like, we have to save everybody. We have to, like, his mindset's like, if you can't save everybody, you save who you can. And, like, it doesn't matter what happens in the end. So like it was just a moment of him being able to like cut that like moral goodness, and he had no worries about anyone in that base. He was fully prepared to die and kill anyone in that moment just to like get that dropship out of there.
I'm gonna come to you last, Eddie.
I'm feeling great, man. Not gonna lie. UB40's alive. She has that backup drive that we downloaded. We can figure out the prototype again. I'm convinced. Elmo's alive. She's somewhat alive. And yeah, I'm getting off the rock.
What I didn't expect to happen was to go from like sort of a dungeon crawl situation to now here at the precipice of things, it's turning into like a space opera. Suddenly there are higher stakes beyond the asteroid. Suddenly we'll see where these people might go, what would happen next. Which brings us to the bizarre twist that we talked about. I don't want to like reopen that fresh wound because that's hard losing a character, even in a game this fun. So yeah, like what's the best? What was that like? Is that a fair question or is that too intense?
Oh, it was terrible. It's awful. She's so nice and sweet. I really love Gracie 8. So that was gut wrenching. I didn't want that to be her last hurrah, but that's Mothership sometimes. And I'm very excited at the prospect of real Gracie and all of the insight that she has on the cost and how that's gonna come into play, because there's still a bunch of people.
In between we took like a slight break just because sometimes bleed happens when you're playing, especially like an intense, like horrific or even just sci-fi game. It's not a genre thing. Sometimes you just get really close with the characters you're playing. And so we're like, oh yeah, let's take 5 here. And in the hall, we had this fascinating conversation where my heart's desire was for one of you to touch that thing, because one of two things was going to happen. You were going to go full Pinocchio, or you were going to wake up an android.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That'd be pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be into an Android version of India.
Right, where it's just...
Wait, so does that mean Elmo's an android now?
No, not as it's more about it does like a monkey paw situation where it just kind of takes what you want most and gives it to you, kind of.
Oh, that's why when you asked me what do you want most right now, I'm like, to get out of here.
Right, and Elmo wanted horses. So just beautiful horse and to impress his friends. And so yeah, it's sort of like a blessing and a curse. And so we had this Freaky Friday, but we talked it over, and like there were choices before you. What can you talk a little bit about because Mothership has the flexibility of if you die, you can jump back in as a new character, and we all had backup characters. We have about 10 minutes, and so I think we should do 2 things. I would love to like briefly touch on our like favorite backup characters. We want to talk about those people because I have a feeling season 2, all new folks, since all of those have different contexts. So when presented with the opportunity to either like just set this down and let that be the death for this episode, or follow through as actual Gracie, what was going through your mind? How was that?
It felt like it was either going to be like, now Gracie 8's death has done a thing. Like, now it has completed this and opened this whole new world and given a lot of insight into this thing that nobody previously... The warp. Yeah. It's like, that's what I was interested in is, this is the first person that we know of in this world that has returned from the massive disappearance over 10 years ago. Yeah. And I was much more interested in Gracie 8's death doing another cool ass thing for the world of this game than just letting her, splat. It felt like contextually appropriate. Yeah. And it felt like it opened up a lot of potential for new discoveries to be made. And it, like, personally eased
the trauma
of losing the character. I know it's a game, guys, but it feels so real sometimes that it, like, soothed that transition of losing Gracie 8. so she still lives on in a way.
Y'all want to talk about some of the other people you were looking forward to being in case your mains died?
Well, I mean, as the story played out, I wanted to be Patsy more than anything because Buster is another like Marine, kind of like very stern, quiet, not too many emotions. And we already had a mecha robot with her. We had Chance mecha robots. I was like, I don't want to do that. So I probably would have gone to Patsy, which was like an android, kind of like Yosemite Sam style, like red hair, mustache, very wacky, addicted to, I forgot the mineral we described, but basically he was able to find a way to take the minerals,
The
they were
codolomite,
mining,
yeah,
and use it as drugs, and he would pass it along to the dust bunny. So he was very wacky, and I was just like, change of pace. I would have definitely gone to him.
Incredible, like a mustache McConaughey sort of. Yeah,
absolutely
amazing. Yeah, how about you?
So I had two other ones. So I was between an android named Amarachi, who was, a more of a street-wise android. She's kind of grown up out in the streets and ended up on the rock. And then there was Amala, who was Aisha's sister, but also a Marine. And I think I probably would have wanted to maybe dive
Little
into
nod to her.
Amala.
She piloted the dropship at the end there.
Shout out to her. We love her. I think I would have gone more of the Amala route because a big thing with her is that she is not able to disclose a lot of her details of her
Shady
life.
background.
Yeah, and I love playing a shady character. I don't know. I just feel really drawn to shadiness for some reason.
No.
Yeah, I know. What a surprise. But I think, either one, I would have had fun. I always have fun. She has less wigs, but
Yeah.
fine.
So I had two other characters. One was Starlight, so glad he never had to show up. He was a hippie space monk. He would have been all over the flames and things. He would have think it was from a higher power, but he was just a spiritually enlightened man with no shoes, and he was the janitor for the. So he probably has a lot of cleanup to do right now.
Wasn't his class technically like scientist or something, or was he a teamster? I forget.
He was scientist.
Yeah.
He was a philosopher. He studied the world in spirituality. And then I had Axel Werner, who was a demolitions expert. That was the character description. That was about it. I put a lot of thought into Barry. Minuscule thought in the other two.
Axel to me is a clean character because Axel likes to blow stuff up. Next question.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he
Wild.
would have been very straightforward, and Barry had layers to him, and Axel was a wood floor that.
Reliable. Stuff goes boom. I love that.
Do you want me to tell you what my characters were?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I was like, did you go?
Let's just keep skipping Kelly. Thanks, Kelly. That's enough. That's a wrap on Kelly, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I also had two characters. One of them was Rosalie Rockland, who is a scientist and
Sort of a Velma type, right?
a Velma type
Yeah.
for sure. And she has made, I really like her. She has made a large discovery in the hyperspace sort of realm that was quickly shut down by the higher powers of, corporations that didn't want that information getting
Warp
out.
Transit Authority.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so she's like rebel with a cause. I really like her, but I was most excited and gutted that I couldn't play Princess Penny Pickett, who is she, first of all, loves the color cream, wears it all the time. She's the cream queen. And she,
Yeah.
and she's a teamster. She's a teamster who grew up in this royal family that has they did 23andMe.
Like Jersey royalty.
Yeah, like a very distant, weird, vague bloodline that made them royal. And she lost everything when it turns out that her family just was ridden with fraud, and so
They were in the waste management business.
right,
Yeah.
waste management. And so her father was arrested. Her mom and brother fled. She was left at the altar, and she is just a very prim and proper self-proclaimed princess who, with a British accent, who was just going to be so much fun on Lovers
That's the
Rock. I can
spin-off.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was most excited to play her.
Oh yeah, and she was good at like stuff.
Yeah, because she had her own ship because she's rich.
that's right.
So like her family had a starship, but she had her own because like she's 17, so she just got like her license.
She's like inverse Barry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's like she can fly, and she didn't think she had any skills, but now all of a sudden on Lovers Rock, she like can handle heavy machinery.
Awesome.
Because she.
I was hoping
yeah.
to see Bruce and Penny do a thing in case like her number ever came up, but just
hell
more out of the
yeah.
heavy machinery crew sort of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
We didn't have time for that. We had aliens.
Bruce is dead.
We had nightmares.
Worms,
Bruce is
horses,
super dead.
yeah.
Not a terrible body count on the whole thing. Let's talk about in these last few minutes here who. Oh yeah, you've got it tallied right now. Barry 2.5, Eddie
Oh, wait,
1,
does the crab count?
Well, let's talk about Ravi a little bit.
Ravi.
Because did he make it to the?
Ravi is still on the colony.
Yeah. He didn't make it.
There's a few people who are still down there.
Yeah. But he's an android. He's fine. He doesn't need air to breathe.
That's right.
Yeah, so he'll be all right. So yeah, I didn't kill anyone. Period.
But you tried to though.
That's who's on your
Yeah.
ship, by the way.
the only reason you didn't
Yeah.
kill
Yeah,
is
he
'cause-
killed multiple people. I think I am the one in danger.
I feel
Yeah.
like Barry's just getting started.
That's what I'm
too.
saying. Like, I
Yeah.
think I'm in danger in his ship with the murderer.
That was wild this morning because we were talking about it. It's like, look, like India has been dubious to a T.
Oh yeah.
But the body count is with the do-gooders
Oh,
so
yeah.
far this entire time.
Only
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Only one. Oh, okay. Ooh, only
She
one.
was gonna do evil stuff, man.
I didn't kill anyone.
You didn't
and
kill
I want to
anyone.
maintain that I did not kill a single person. And in fact, I saved
to your chagrin.
You tried that.
You were trying real hard.
UB40 isn't a person to me.
Wild.
That's true.
Absolutely wild. And with the mothership sort of credo of survive, solve, and save, you managed to do like 1.8 of those, 1.5, a little, like not too much solving, a little bit of saving, and almost all of you. Yeah, so I round that up to 1. I would say, yeah, not everybody survived. Not everybody was saved.
We solved some stuff.
You solved a couple of things. You got like a few steps forward and some answers to some situations. Let's talk about MVP. Let's hand out the gold stars.
Not a question. Very
yeah.
Barracuda, Benjamin,
Mr.
him,
Clap, clap, clap.
the man,
Yeah.
the thing, just wrecking the crab. Who knows if we would have even made it if he doesn't like
Yeah.
critical success and blasted that thing.
To be fair, you also carry 2 people kind of on your back out of a mine.
True.
And I feel like that's pretty
I got
badass.
teleported out of a mine.
Well, yeah, okay, but like then you carry them to the ship. You heat it up, so you kind of slow down the crab to make it so
Very
that
slowly, and
yeah,
then-
but that's I think that is
I
definitely
appreciate that
noteworthy.
coming from
Yeah,
you,
that's
though.
very nerd. I'm not a bad person. I just play a bad person, kinda, but you're the worst. Okay.
Let's put that on the screen.
Yeah.
If you could smile for the camera, and then we'll put.
I am not a bad person. I just kind of do bad things sometimes. But like you're the worst. I'm just like not.
That's the T-shirt and the quote.
Yeah,
so if we
yeah.
could just put all of that on screen in front of her face, I think that'd be important. So wait, what's your vote then?
I'm gonna go with
Eddie.
Eddie.
So we got 1 for Eddie, 1 for Barry,
Gotta give it to Barry.
another 1 for Barry.
And Barry, who are you giving it for?
I want to give it to like everyone. Is that corny?
Yeah, it is corny.
In this one situation, I think that that's possible. Exciting announcement.
They're here.
Don't even
Someone
get my
donated
hopes up.
$6.99
Oh,
on the Patreon.
yeah.
And
They're
And
still in the mail.
okay, look, here's the thing with gold
Okay,
stars.
all right.
my God.
Okay.
Bring
here we
him
go.
on in.
Yeah.
For real?
actually so amazed. And
Oh my God.
They made
They're
it.
real. Right on time for the end
Also,
of
a
the
sneak
season.
peek at our producer,
100
Silviana.
Hi.
Wow.
We have like
one and
10,000
pass.
sold stars.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh wow.
everyone take a little gold star there.
Okay. Yeah.
So
cute.
Barry, official winner. Let's stick it on your little
oh my god.
on your ID card there for next time. That seems like a good thing.
We're all wieners.
You're all wieners.
Can I put it on her tag?
Absolutely. Hey, congratulations, Barry. You got a lot of votes.
Thank you.
It still seems like there's a long way to go for our intrepid voyagers as they branch out past their terrestrial bonds, as they leave Lover's Rock together, yet separately, with several daunting forces on the horizon, all of whom have taken a sudden and profound interest in the events that have just unfolded. There's the good news, and that's that they're all kind of far away, with the bad news of not all of them.
Oh dear.
Some are closer than others. Strange locations await, new foibles may unfold. How are we feeling? What are we thinking?
Yeah, where the hell are we going?
Where the hell are we going? What a fantastic question to end this on as we finalize this last episode of Decompression Session. We love you so much. Thank you for watching and supporting us through all of this. It's been like lifeblood to have you at our backs. We are so happy to be here with you at the precipice of a strange new tomorrow. We, like you, cannot believe that India survived.
Period.
This is Cameron Strittmatter signing off for now. And remember, space.
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 Space. Space. Space. We'll see you next season on the Panic Table for Unaccompanied Miners Season 2. Mwah!
Bye.
Bye.